Good evening, my fellow SAP students. What I wanted to talk to you about this evening was the V-model methodology that is used to either develop a new software package or to change over from a legacy package over to a new package. And in this instance, it would be SAP. Basically, in the previous two videos, we covered the software development life cycle, and we covered it in the waterfall method, and we covered the software testing life cycle. Basically, in the waterfall method, the testing is done at the very end, whereas in the V-model methodology, the testing is done in parallel to the development. So basically, you have a situation where you have your requirement specification stage, and as soon as that module is completed, or possibly even during the working of the module, they carry out the test, and then if any of the tests are not correct, then they will go back to the requirement specification stage, and they will continue working on it until the tests are acceptable. And the next stage would be the functional specification stage, and then in parallel to the functional specification stage, you would be performing system test. And if the system test failed, then it would go back to the functional specification stage until and be corrected, and then retested until it finally passed the test. And the third stage would be the system design, and during the system design you would have the integration test, and if any aspects of the integration test failed, then it would go back to system design, and the bugs would be corrected and sent back to integration testing until the test came out clear. The fourth stage would be unit design, and in parallel to that you would have your unit testing, and they would carry out unit testing, and if there were any errors, it would go back to unit design, so they would correct the errors, and then it would go back and be tested until it worked properly. And then the final stage would be your coding, where they would actually code the program. So that's your V-model. The V-model is different from the waterfall method, because the waterfall method, they would do all of the 5 stages of the software development lifecycle, and when that was completed, then they would go into the testing stages. But in the V-model, the testing is accomplished in parallel with the development, and it's tried and tested. Basically, they hope that the errors that they find will be corrected more expediently, because the earlier you find the fault, the easier it is to correct. If you wait until the very end to perform testing, then it could take a very long time to find out exactly where the fault was. So that concludes our presentation on V-model methodology, and that's the third video that I've made just on software turnovers. The first video I made was on the software development lifecycle. The second video I made was on the software testing lifecycle, and this third video I'm making is on the V-model methodology. So I hope you have a good evening.